Hey y'all, it's me getting you ready for the test. I'm going to tell you exactly what to expect. Voila. Here is your study guide, aka practice problems. Absolutely expect you to have to know what a log is. So when it says evaluate, you need to know that this is actually asking what the exponent is. 2 to what exponent would get me 64? 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, how many times equals 64? And I think it's 2 to the power of 5. You guys, I don't even know the answer. That's embarrassing. Fine, I'll do it. 2 times 2. You know what? We all make mistakes. 4 times 4 is 16 times 2 is 32. 6. Sorry. Anyway, something else I'm going to ask you on the test is actually to rewrite this in exponential form. This is saying 2 to this power equals this. 2 to the 6th power equals 64. And to rewrite it like this is also a test question. Something like this, you could also write 3 to the what power equals 81. This question mark, of course, is a variable. Like, you can put x, you can put an unknown variable. Nothing special there, though. Just like 3 to the what equals 81. What is that exponent? And the answer is 4. The what is 4, the x is 4. For these, just know that exponents that are negative make fractions. So if you see a fraction in the argument, it means 5 to what power equals 5, but make it negative. So this one is negative 1. 6 squared is 36, so this is negative 2. 2 to what power is 4? It's 2. Well, it's negative 2 because it has to be a fraction. Down here, some of these were confusing when they were just cut up on the table for you, but I really am just making sure you know how to rewrite these. There is no solving. It's already solved. Literally, 100 to the 1/2 power is 10. 100 to the 1/2 exponent would get me 10. This is all you have to do. That's on the test. Also, just remember, hey, 1/2 power is the square root of 100, and it is 10. Isn't that nice? Same thing down here, the negative makes an exponent, but you're literally just rearranging. When we get to the solving, this is when things, are important. Solving, these ones have a big base. These ones have a log base. And so for each of these problems, you have to get the variable by itself with inverses the way you always have. I'm only going to do numbers 16 and 18. Can't do the whole thing for you. But to get p, which is in the exponent, I need to inverse on both sides. My first step should be getting rid of this 5. So my first step is to divide by 5 on both sides. 18 to the 8p power is now equal to 14/5. And I don't have a calculator. It tells you to round to the nearest 10,000th, so at the very end of this, I can calculate it. Darn, it's 2.8, but you guys will have a calculator on the test. To get rid of this 18, you have to do a log base 18. This whole thing, you can't divide by 18, you can't, the only inverse you can do is log base 18. So I've shown you how to do this with a big log on both sides. This is the same as rearranging it. If you're just a rearranger, that's fine, because that cancels. Once that cancels, you're left with 8p equals whatever the log base 18 of 2.8 is. That's a number, and I do need a calculator. I don't have one near me, which sucks. But to finalize whatever this decimal is, I need to divide by 8 on both sides. And that's my final answer. P is whatever log base 18 of 2.8 all divided by 8 is. And so I am going to grab a calculator. You're going to listen to my voice go far away. Skip the video. I can't edit. I don't know how to edit. Also, I have candy in my mouth. I don't know if you could tell, but it's pretty unprofessional of me to have candy in my mouth. Anyway, on the board on the test, I'm going to have what you're supposed to do here. In order to calculate a base that's not 10, you can calculate the log of this argument, divide it by the log of 18. So the log of 2.8 divided by the log of 18. That was the decimal we were supposed to get. And then we were going to divide by 8. So divided by 8 is that. Round to the nearest 10,000th. That is tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000ths, 4 decimal places. 0.0445 is your final answer. I'm not gonna write that down. It's on the key. Okay. For this one, you do the same thing. You have to get rid of this 8, so you're gonna add 8 to both sides. You get log base 11 of n minus 10 equals 4. You are not supposed to expand this or do anything. You can't. You're supposed to get rid of the log. So if I see a base 11, I'm going to do a big 11 to the power of, 11 to the power of on both sides. And then it cancels. You get n minus 10 equals whatever 11 to the 4th power is. Use my calculator. It's 14,641. Big number, but that's it. You add 10 to both sides. And then it's 14,651. Box your answer. That is what I'm expecting on the test. You can always check by plugging it back in. Like, feel free to use a calculator and check your answer is always good practice. Okay. The other thing I have to test you on are expansion and compression, condensing things together. I'm gonna actually, let me start a new video.